Hey guys, how's it going? Just wanted to show you some new, really cool stuff in this, and this is just a small portion of the February update that Run8 released. And holy smoke, there's some stuff in here that is planned, I'm sure, and there's some stuff I don't know if they're bugs or what they are, but they weren't announced. Put it this way, I like it. I like it the way it is, so it's really cool. I don't think it's a bug. I think it's just not announced. So I want to show you, first of all, you looking here at Bakersfield. Now, Bakersfield, for those of you who've ever tried to tag or switch here, now there is one yard light down there, and I'll just show you real quick. You'll notice, and I'm not going to show you Barstow. Barstow, you just have to see for yourself right now. It is like freaking amazing how bright it is down there too. San Bernardino's another one. I don't really use this yard light that often, but what's happened is the lighting. These lights here, by the way, I think this is only available if you got the Florida update. I'm not sure on that one. I've heard otherwise, or I've heard that's the deal with that. But it's even these regular lights are much more um, brighter. Everything shows up more. Even I got the flashlight on right now, and I don't need it as much because look, I'm looking around here, and I can, like, the lights are really showing up on everything now. Even these smaller lights do a pretty amazing job right now. The flashlight's even better. If you need it, it's I can go up to here. It seems to be a little bit brighter. It's like all the lighting has improved drastically. Uh, and the performance is better too. So I don't know how they've managed to do it, but it's just amazing. I'm gonna go inside the engine for a minute. A little loud. Hopefully you can hear me, but watch the cab lights in here. This is the SD40, and whoa, it's like this is like totally different now. Uh, got telemetry coming on. The beacon's on. I think that's new. I don't remember seeing that particular thing going on, and that's with the new EOTs package on here. It'll automatically do it, which is cool and all, but what's really cool about it is, yeah, there's all the automatic stuff if you don't want to deal with it, but for those who know how to manipulate the manual stuff, especially if you take the auto cockery, as it's called, turn it off and see what happens, especially if you like flat switching, you like shoving, and you like humping and all that other stuff. And I mean, all these words sound kind of profane, but anyways, this is the real cool stuff I want to show you. So I'll take this off for now. But those lights are cool. The telemetry is really neat on this. It goes automatically. You do Control F12. Doesn't matter if you have an EOT on your train or not. There's other really cool features on here that are announced. Control Shift F1. Like, say you want to go over here to a certain, shoot, that's too far. It's a little faster too, which, you know, whatever. Control Shift 1, there it says position save to 1, so that if you're switching another part of the yard and you just want to go to it, you just hit Control 1 and boom, there you are. And you can do up to 4 of them, I think. So yeah, Control F12 there takes it back to the front. But then backfire one. Run a deep engine calculator there, which is cool. Okay, that's over Florida. Let's see what I've got here. Okay, it is one, so I got the right one. Cool. Okay, this is the really cool one I wanted to show you though. What backbar one I usually do inside the yard, let me take you back so that you can hear me okay. What backbar one I often do is, it's not necessarily the biggest train all the time, even though it's the one that's listed as daily. Sometimes they run 2, sometimes they run 1, depending upon the day of the week. I run both of them regardless, and that's because there's often a lot of empties. So I got some excess box cars and flammable tank cars that I want to get rid of. Now here's the cool thing. Watch this. You're running along, like this is a run mode. This is the walk mode. So if you're walking along, you're going like this, right? And that's it. So it's a little fast. So bear with me for a minute. Watch what happens here. I'm gonna go forward for a bit. I'm just gonna go forward, put myself over here. Go loud. So I can tag that. On a bar. Control C to copy it. Now as I'm walking, going just like this. Watch this. I'm still using the walking distance here. I click on this. I let that go. Bingo. Control V. I'm not walking. See? So, what's the difference here in before is you'd have to click, when you're tagging, you'd have to click a bunch of them. So I'm not actually using the walking command. What I did was I started the walking. See, they're all turning to bar scope instead of Bakersfield because these were, see? And I'm just going over at Control V. So I'm going at a reasonable pace. If you remember, for those that tagged before, what you had to do was stop, click a bunch of them, then move a little bit again. So you can still move around too. So if you're getting too high, you can go like that. Really cool. I mean, I got a lot of empties, so. But that's what's really, really, out of all the features, and I mean, there's some really cool features, the lighting, everything like this. This was kind of a surprise because it wasn't really announced that I recall. I mean, this might have been around for a while, but I actually stumbled on it by accident one night. I was like, wait a minute, this thing is actually taking off by itself. And I was like, what is this? This is so cool. And I just hope it's not a bug, and if it's a bug, please keep it in. Because I think this is like the fastest way if you want to take a whole group of cars like this, and they're all going to the same location. See, now I'm coming up to my loads. I know you're not supposed to have empties, so much empties on the front end, I don't think, but if I'm unprototypical in that respect, I apologize, but we'll know how the terrain handles later on. So that's it. Then I just click and that's it. That would have took me easily 2-3 times as long, if that. So I got all the regular load tags in here. Everything's good. And then there's the EOT that's on it. As soon as you attach an EOT, you can do the auto EOT and it'll put it on as well. That's not a problem. The reason why I prefer to do it manually is, especially if you're flat switching a yard, I take the angle cockery off. You can use it. People who want to just run trains and don't want to switch, I highly recommend you use it, especially if you're new and you're not used to all the angle cocks and all the setting up of engines and everything. But when you're actually flat switching a yard, remember before when we were shoving a yard, I haven't done any shoving, so I haven't tested all to see if they've some of the shoving issues have been, and the telescoping and all those other things have been resolved yet or not. I'm not too worried about it at this point. But what you want to do is, if you are going to flat switch or if you're going to hump and you're going to do any type of flat switching, you should be in general, if you're at a flat yard like Bakersfield, you're going to want to bleed the air. Now the cool thing about this is, now that you bleed the air, if you have angle cockery off, if you have that option set off, anytime you connect now, it doesn't matter, because if your train has been bled, The air's been bled out of it. It's not going to try to pump the air into your train. Now the only thing you have to be careful of, and this is why I put the EOTs on when I'm building the train manually, is because I'm going to the coupler anyways and making sure that that last coupler has its angle closed when I'm ready to build the train and actually pump the air. The same thing, you have to do it to the front of your train as well, the front of the first engine. I found that out tonight because I heard this hissing sound. I was like, what's going on? I was like, oh, the front, I'm so used to just assigning something, but you learn a lot about how it's done just by going through the manual options. So I find it more of a good learning experience, and there's a lot of things you can really do that's cool about it. So, anyways, end of that video. Probably a little bit too long to show you that, but there's some really cool features. And well, I got a few minutes, so I'll show you. If you haven't seen Barstow at night, this is pretty impressive. West Colton's the same way. But I'll just go here. And I don't think anybody's on my server right now. Let me go through the network. No. Okay. So those extra brightness, that's has to do with the signal enhancement thing. Now, nobody's on my server right now, so keep that in mind. But as you can see how bright everything is, look at this. I don't think he has built any other trains. I'm just looking to see if there's any. I think they're all out now. Let me see here. Hard to say. Yeah, it looks like they're all out. Nope, I was wrong. Look at that. So remember, nobody's on my server. I'm not in control of this train. There's your EOTs now. So if you got a crew change somewhere, and I assume this one would be the same at Sanborn, but anyways, I'm showing you this. Look at the lighting in here. The only thing I find is it turns off when you go through it. After you get out of the zone, everything goes off around you. But I mean, look at this. This is just absolutely spectacular. The cars, when they run, you can start seeing the lights for miles away. Again, I still have the signal enhancement package. You're going to have to reinstall it. As far as I know, it doesn't cause any problems. If you have the engine, Doc was working on an engine beta. You're going to have to uninstall that, unless you want to look like a floodlight, basically. Is the way I put it. You'll look like yeah. I think Tom was saying, telling me you look like the planet Nibiru. Is basically it. You're gonna look like a whole new sun has just entered the night sky. You'll look this bright literally when you have your lights, just your headlights on. It's just because of the enhancement of the engine lighting now and everything on top of that. It's too much. So you're gonna have to uninstall the engine mod if you want to have realistic looking positions. But so far the signal enhancements, I don't see a problem with putting the signal enhancement pack back in. I'm just looking to see here if Sanborn. This was run just prior. He had came off just prior to me going on. So let's see if he's got everything set up as well. Okay. So just looking at this tray to see if it's still set up. Yeah, you can see the lights are still on. That's normal. I believe that's DPUs. Yeah, but as you can see, the lights are still on. Everything's, working. I just like the idea that it's got EOTs now, so when you actually go to these trains, it's not just local on your computer anymore. You're actually seeing everybody else's EOTs now, which I think is totally cool. So I thought I'd show you that. Was that the end of that one? I'm not too sure if it's over this way. No, it's over that way. No, I had it right the first time. Almost out of time here. I got like 20 seconds to blow. So see if this one has an EOT. There you go. Boom. There's another train with an EOT. Just like that. So really cool update. Thought I'd show you this, and we'll talk to you later.